Hello, everyone, and welcome to Competitively Viable, the weekly MTG news podcast made by a few competitive players who thought they could make a podcast. I'm John, and joining me is William.
Hello.
Alright, so today we're going to be talking about Streets of New Capenna and the information that we got dumped to us from weekly MTG on Thursday. So, we are, first off, just going to basically go down everything they talked about. On screen now, set symbol and commander set symbol, as well as the set logo, I guess you could call it. And then beneath that, we have a bunch of important dates. Not really much to talk about here, but the story comes out on the 28th. The previews will begin on the 7th. They will finish on the 15th. Pre-release will start on the 22nd. Then digital will come out on the 28th, and the worldwide release will be on the 29th. That's basically everything. So, that's you got that. I don't know. William, do you have any opinions on this? Probably not.
No. When did you say the release date was?
The release date is on the 29th
of
of April.
April.
So we
So,
have a month and 20 days or so.
yeah, so that's actually quite soon.
That's surprisingly soon, actually. How much time
I'm
do we
only
get for Kamigawa?
yeah, I'm only still enjoying the limited format on this in a month until the next release. I mean, wow.
Did they, stretch out Crimson Vow and shorten Kamigawa?
I think so. No. Wait. I don't think so. I think
Yeah, Kamigawa came out
like the
2 weeks
same
ago
time.
on the dot.
Yeah. It came out at the
So we're only getting 2 months with Kamigawa.
same time of year that Kaldheim came out, I thought.
No, Kaldheim came out in January, I think.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
That is... Oh, no. No, actually. It came out around the same time.
Yep.
Weird.
So, I don't know. It doesn't feel like that long of a gap. But otherwise, I mean, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, not much to talk about there. The next thing that's gonna get a little more interesting, we've got full art lands of the new set. These look pretty cool. They're not exact. I mean, not much. Again, not much to talk about. I guess. Yeah, the problem with these is that there isn't that much to talk about. But I think it's good to condense them into one thing rather than having to watch the whole 45-minute stream. So yeah, these are the plains, the islands, swamps, mountains, and forests. I'm noticing that this seems kind of similar to Ravnica in that it's kind of a city plan. Do you think there? Yeah, words. I wonder if there's going to be any overlap. What do you think about that?
It doesn't look too much like Ravnica. These basic lands for one, they remind me of like traditional Zendikar full arts that are borderless, because just the way that they're set up. It's
Yeah,
not like Theros Beyond Death or Kamigawa, um, I mean, or even like the the lands from Midnight Hunt or Crimson Vow, because those
mm-hmm.
had like a black and white thing. These are like generic lands with a nice borderless
Yeah.
treatment. Otherwise, I like them. I actually, I mean, we knew this was a city plane, but it doesn't feel too much like a city plane. I mean, it's not like Ravnica. They're not like, at least for some of these, they're not like showing you the rooftops. They're more like showing you like the insides of the buildings, which I
Yeah,
personally like a lot more.
I think
Uh,
this plane is a lot cool. I think the setting looks a lot better than Ravnica. We'll see if the fact that there's only 5 groups rather than 10 makes any kind of difference as far as how interesting the plane is, but the setting definitely I think looks better.
yeah. When it comes to overlap, I haven't actually really considered that.
I do wonder if it's. I mean, it's a crime. It's five families, right? So
Although
is it going to be like
this
Ravnica, but
does look
five Demirs, but with a a bit of change?
five Demirs, a couple of ores, obviously. You know, uh,
Yeah. So,
yeah, but
well,
like, yeah, this does look interesting. From the forests, which are more of like a cityscape, it does. There's more of, you know, on one of the forests you can see like a very traditional model skyscraper. So it doesn't seem like Ravnica, which is like
yeah. It does seem a little more modern.
we'll have like a cathedral, but we'll make it like out of metal and then round it and
Yeah.
ooh.
I am interested to see like how modern this is. Like, it looks like there's definitely some modern elements. Like, how modern are we gonna get? Are there gonna be gangsters with shotguns? We'll see.
I mean, Kamigawa Neon Dynasty was modern. It had a
Yeah.
card called like what was it like Walking Skyscraper or
Yep.
something.
Yep.
That was like a vehicle, and
No,
still
it's an 8 mana artifact creature construct. It's an 8/8.
okay.
Um,
You can
yeah.
save the details for later. Uh, but I mean, Kamigawa had skyscrapers, and that didn't feel like way too modern. It felt still Magic the Gathering.
It
So
yeah, it did. It well, it does. Um, look what this perpetual spoiler season has done to me. Um, but yeah, I do like how Kamigawa still feels magic, even though people going into it were like, is this going to be too modern? I don't think so. And we'll see. This is probably. I mean, they probably do a good. They probably test this stuff out. So, um, they probably got it right. I trust Wizards on that. Next up in the announcement is the 5 shard-colored crime families. Uh, Blake gave us a quick rundown of like what each family is, though it was pretty short, and we're gonna shorten it even further. So the Obscura, white, blue, black, they're basically a more magical Dimir.
yeah,
The,
Magic tricks, stunts,
they
premiere.
uh they then we have the Maestros, blue, black, red, Grixis. Um, they are assassins,
Who are also
and
talented artists.
and I think they are vampires. I believe.
Yes.
Um,
So like
Demir again.
premiere with some red. Um,
Next up, the Riveteers. This one was the description was a little more sketchy. The extent of the description was they blow stuff up. Um, that's about it. Uh, and they are
yeah.
red, black, green, or Jund. Next, Cabaretti, red, green, white. They are party-loving druids. This one's pretty cool because they like partying, uh, and they throw like the best parties in the city, but um, but they also use these parties to manipulate and to try to further their own goals.
Yep.
And
And
then, oh
they
yeah, what?
believe that like the halo,
Which we do not know what it is yet.
we don't quite know what that is yet, but we do know that like Capenna was built by angels. Uh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So there's this halo, and their goal is to like keep it alive or something like that. Again, we don't really know what the halo is, but
Yeah, and then there is the brokers, which is the Bant, so that's green, white, blue, demon lawyer firm. This one was a bit of a stretch. So we've got Bant demons. I mean, I guess you can say lawyers are white, blue, but then the problem is like, where'd the green come from? I think they had some
green
pretty good
came
ideas
from
for the rest of the set, and then they
green
were
came from being banned.
yeah, this one seems a bit of a stretch, but hey, maybe they'll pull it off. Maybe they'll pull it off. We don't know much yet, and I'm sure they had to make
We
sure
do
they didn't
have
give away too much in that reveal stream.
mhm.
So who
We do
knows?
have one broker card we'll talk about
We
later.
do, which we'll get to after the new triomes. We have finished the cycle of triomes. With Jetmir's Garden, Rafine's Tower, Spara's Headquarters, Xander's Lounge, and Ziatora's Proving Ground. They have no name resemblance, which is probably good because then we can still call them triomes. But yeah, so we finished the triumph cycle. So, I mean, I think that's just good because the triumphs see, I'd say, pretty solid play.
Pretty solid play. Like if you're 3 colors or more.
Yeah, if you're 3 colors or more. In the past, you had to be in the right 3-color pairings because there's only 5 triomes. But now with these ones, if you're playing 3 colors and you're playing fetch lands, you're totally
even
playing
if you're
this.
even if you're not.
Even if you're not, yeah.
They have cycling.
Though I'd say you'd probably have to be playing more than 3 colors and not playing fetch lands to want triomes.
You're playing anyway. We're going off on a bit of a tangent, but like Jeskai decks in Historic would play like Jeskai.
Yeah, probably. But then there's the full art alternate art versions, which look awesome.
Yeah.
Then there are these, which
Skyscraper. They're the skyscraper treatments.
Oh, skyscraper. Okay, that's what those are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like these are a little.
I like them.
I don't know. I find them a little. I feel like the art's just a little. I don't know. I feel like it's just too simple. And the art doesn't feel. The art doesn't feel magic-y. I don't know why.
I mean, I agree. It doesn't feel magic-y. It has like, what is that? Ziatora's Proving Ground. What is that like?
I think it's a guy mopping an arena, like a fighting ring.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like these ones just don't feel magic. I feel like the other ones feel like magic.
Yeah, I agree. And Zapara's headquarters have like very modern looking buildings in them. Xander's Lounge is like, I mean, I love the art on this. This is like some beautiful art, but it feels a bit more. These are all modern, but I love the treatment on these. It kind of reminds me of like the sketch frames, but a bit more like modernized.
I don't know why, but to me they kind of look like the Flesh and Blood frames. I don't know why.
Yes. Same.
Alright, so the next thing that we saw is the return of the Ascendancy Cycle with Broker's Ascendancy. So I personally really like when they do cycles to show what each faction in a set is about. And I think the Ascendancy Cycle does a really good job of this, especially because it also shows us. I think the art is pretty cool. This art definitely shows it's a bunch of lawyers of all shapes and sizes.
Do you want to know what the card does?
Oh yeah, that might be a good idea. Yeah. It is green, white, blue for an enchantment. And it says at the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control and a loyalty counter on each planeswalker you control. So, this, I think this is
decent.
I don't know. Unless you're playing like Super Friends, this card doesn't seem amazing.
If you're playing like a dedicated counters deck, or like maybe like an Atraxa Commander deck, this would be amazing in. But then again, what isn't amazing in an Atraxa Commander deck? The art on these cards is really unique. I like how the skyscraper version is like showing all the same characters as the original version, but in a nice
that is really
stylized
cool
way. The stylization on this
I like this. I don't know. I kind of like this.
Um,
The it's I think the art form is cool. Um
it doesn't
the
feel like something that we should have too much of, but it seems like something
Yeah,
in small
I
doses would
think
be
if
really
it's like
nice.
just for the Ascendancy Cycle and maybe some other cards, I think it could be cool. But if it was like, just a bunch of uncommons
Or
got
like it
it,
was
then it would
if
be
it was
tough.
like a cycle wide
Yeah.
art style,
Um
that would be nice.
all right. This is the packaging, and then the some other stuff, Swiftfoot boots, Mind Stone, where you're going to get for some in-store play stuff. Uh then we also got to see what the Stranger Things Secret Lair cards will look like in Magic, which is going to be in Innistrad. So one interesting thing that you pointed out to me, they still say friends forever. Even though they are
I mean, they have to.
crazy. Yeah,
They they have
crazy.
to, right? It's the same rule box. I mean, they can't
Yeah.
just call it something different because then I I don't know. For some reason, it like if you had one of these and one of the secret layer version because you bought it individually or traded or something, then you have to still be able to play them together
Yeah.
because
I guess
that's how this
one interesting
works.
thing though is that they don't have like the Godzilla things with like telling you what the actual card is. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's very easy. I don't even know how they're gonna do this, but there's the problem of, well, why can't I run four of each?
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna
Well, not
distinguish the
like
two.
yeah. Or why can't I have, these both two different ones in my commander, two of the same ones
Yeah,
in my commander deck.
exactly.
Oh, this is cool. They made the say they made like a card that does like pretty much the exact same thing. It's a functional reprint. Oh my goodness. Uh,
Exactly. I mean,
but
you're allowed. Yeah, you're
these
allowed to
aren't
run
that. They're
functional reprints, but I don't
they're
know
not
how they're gonna
functional
tell you.
reprints. They're the same
They
as
are the
the.
same card. You just can't
I also
play.
find it
Yeah,
interesting that despite the fact that these are releasing with the new Capenna, uh, the list, they're all set on Innistrad, which is, I believe, when the Stranger Things came out. I mean, also Stranger Things
I
probably
think
has
that I think
the,
they
the highest connection to Innistrad.
yeah I think that they work pretty well together.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so I don't know how they're gonna work out the logistics, but I think they, I think it, I think it's good that they are reprinting the cards so that people can get their hands on them.
Yeah, just
So,
imagining like
oh, go ahead.
a guy with a flaming sword, friends forever with, teenage, random teenager.
Yeah, exactly. That would be kind of weird, but hopefully, if you're a Stranger Things fan, you're running two Stranger Things, and if you're just wanting to play the cards, you're running two of the cards. Otherwise, that could get kind of weird. But anyway, that's everything we have for today. So, uh, William, where can people find you?
You can find me at the odds and ends. Where might make another video at some point in the next couple of weeks. I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't want to
Yeah,
commit to anything.
probably not a good idea. Um, yeah, and if you listen to the end of this, go ahead, leave it a like, because otherwise you probably would have clicked away. Um, if you have something that you'd like to see from the channel, or if you have a question, comment it below. And if you want to see more stuff just like this, subscribe. Um, that is everything from us, though. So, we'll see you next week with whatever news comes out from between here and now. Or that doesn't even make sense. Here and then? There we go.